Right, let's get these discs and pads changed on this S-Class. So on the brake pad front, we're just using the padded brake pads. You can get these from Euro Car Parts. Really, really good brake pads, padded. I've never had an issue with any brake pad supplied by Paget. You can get Brembo for them, or you can go genuine. I think there's probably a couple of other brands out there too, but yeah, in this one we're fitting Paget brake pads. So yeah, let's get them in. Right, so I thought I'd just show you the new and the old discs. These are genuine brake discs for the front of this W222 or A222 S-Class. The reason for this is because I struggle to get them from anywhere else, and to be honest with you, genuine's most of the time better. So it's the part number there. So I thought I'd explain to you about the wear indicators on these. So here you'll see dimples basically on the inside edge and the outside edge. Basically when these dimples get flush with the front, want to change them, if you look how big in circumference that is, then I'll show you on this one. On the old one, get some light on in there. So there is one of those dimples there. Basically it's flush. So it's at the wear indicator. Your outside dimple here, it's got a tiny little bit more wear left in it, but the inside absolutely knackered. So that's why the discs need to be changed along with the pads on this visit. Right, so the first step you want to take to do these brakes is you're going to want to turn the steering all the way that way. So like that. You can do that on these by hand if you've got both sides jacked up, just like this. Reason for this, it gives you far better access to everything. You will have to turn it in between parts of this, but yeah. So my first step is going to be trying to get this bar out if it's not seized. That can be a nightmare. Worst case scenario, if you're doing these and these just seem too stiff, there's the bolt comes out here, but if you can't get it out, you can just take the pins out. So you take the sensor out, and when you take the whole caliper off, you can slide the pads out that way. Just a trick, just in case this gets stuck. I mean, this might happen to me on this. Let's have a go and see what happens. Right, as you can see, we've now got this bar out. This stops any spread here under hard braking, stop the caliper flexing. So now that's out, it's quite difficult. Like you see, there was a 13mm on the back here. Undone it part way, put a deep socket on, tap tap tap, try and get out this way. Luckily enough it freed up. Then once you get sort of you don't want to unscrew it too many threads because you might damage the threads by hitting on it too much. You can just put a punch all the way through it like I did and continue to knock it all the way through. Once I got half of it out, I cleaned the rest of it up with a wire brush on the end of a drill attachment. Just makes it easy to come through. When you put it back, just put a bit of lube on there, and that helps that not seizing in the future. Next, we're going to want to get these pins out. Well, before that, we're going to take this sensor off. Right, now that we've got the pins out and the pressure plate for the pads, we've got the sensor unplugged, we're going to want to get these pads out. At the moment they're compressed all the way in. So what we're going to use is we're going to use a rag to protect the caliper and a pair of pliers. We'll get these pushed back. Also probably aid with a screwdriver one side holding one while we do the other, but you'll see it on the video anyway. Right, so now we've got the brake pads out, we've got the pistons fully sort of compressed. We're going to want to undo probably this little bolt here, which is a think it's an E10 Torx or something like that, just so that we don't put too much pressure on the brake pad sensor wiring. And then we'll want to undo on the back 1 caliper bolt, 2 caliper bolts, second one up here. So yeah, let's get the sensor wiring off and get those bolts out, and we shall then support this caliper up here. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so now with the caliper unbolted, just supported it here, this bungee cord. Very cheap these to buy, so handy. So the reason why we hang it on that is because we don't want to put too much strain on the actual brake hose itself, because that's what obviously delivers the fluid to the brake caliper. So now with that hanging to the one side, we can remove the disc. It's got a disc retaining screw here. It's a T30 on this model. So let's get this off. Right, you might have just seen me remove the old disc, put the new one on. I used a wire brush attachment just to clean the hub up, and that's just to make sure that the disc sits absolutely flush to the hub. So yeah, all done. Next, we're going to put the caliper back on, so put the 2 bolts on, put the sensor wiring back on, install the new pads. I'm going to leave it on time lapse for you. Okay, so that's the front pads and disc done. I've done the other side already, but yeah, that's how you do it. There's a sensor on the driver's side only at the front on these. Some vehicles will have them both sides, so when you are ordering parts before you get to them, sometimes it's handy just to order 2 of these. You can always take one back, but on this 222, there's only one on the front that's on the driver's side. Yeah, she's all back together. All we need to do is get the wheel back on. And before we do, I'll just apply a little bit of grease on here. Very, very small amount of grease. Just aids the wheel not corroding on there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos if you want to watch more of my content. Hit the bell notification, you'll be notified as soon as I upload any new footage. Also, if you could drop us any comments, suggestions of anything, it'd be great in the video. Also, drop us a like if you do like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Right, so that's it. Wheel back on. Just need to drop it down, torque the wheel bolts up, and these front pads and discs are all completed. Also, customer had some new centre caps, so we popped them in at the same time. But yeah, I think you can agree, those genuine discs on there look brilliant. Alright, thanks for watching.